Hello, friend. How are you? I know I haven't put a video up in probably over a week. I don't know why. I recorded a video and then I got busy and tried to do too many things. And then when I realized it had been too many days, I thought, well, I can't post it now. Hello. Welcome back to Julie's Carnivore Quest. I am Julie, and that noise you hear in the background is my dog chewing on a toy, as she does every time I sit down and push record. I guess this is our background mood music or something. I don't know what to call it. But at least she's not barking, so I'm okay with that. I want to give you an update because I hit 100 days carnivore on Friday. But today's Saturday. See, I don't even know anymore. Has this summer flown by or what? Like just a minute ago, it was Memorial Day. And boom, now it's basically Christmas. You know what happens once kids go back to school? Once we get to August, it's just a free-for-all. It just like rolls all the way downhill to December. So here we go, right? Catch your breath and get ready. 100 days carnivore. I'm happy, shocked, and amazed at myself because, like I've said before, the first time I went carnivore, I did 4 months just like that, super easy, and then fell off of the carnivore wagon, right? And took years to get back on. So here I am, 100 days. I feel great. I feel really good. I have no intention of stopping carnivore, and I'm completely fine with that. Like, why would I want to go back and eat all that stuff that made me so bloated and made my joints hurt and all the things, you know? So listen, I want to give you a rundown on what's been good and what is not going so great. And let me tell you, the list of good is way longer than the list of stuff I need to work on. But I still want to do a little bit of a review, right? Because if we don't evaluate and see where things are going well and when things are kind of wonky, we aren't going to know what we need to fix, plan for, correct, experiment. I have a big experiment I need to do. So let me just run down some of the things that are good. I'm sorry about my hair. It's kind of a disaster. Okay. Things that are really good. My sleep. So much better. So much better. There were years where, and part of this is like a menopause thing. But part of it is just how I have been most of my life. And I think that that's related partly to the ADHD. But it got much, much worse in menopause, is my sleep. There were years where I would be awake 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., not able to go back to sleep. Even once it was 12:30 in the morning, wide awake, unable to go back to sleep. And that just about, you can't function on that. I can't function on that. It was not good. And it was just night after night after night. It was nothing surprising at all for me to be awake and have the lights on and the coffee going and the dog running in the yard at 3:30 in the morning. Not uncommon at all. And I got to be really familiar with what 3 in the morning looks like on our neighborhood. It's a rural neighborhood. It's a rural subdivision. But there's a lot of wildlife in the area. that time of the morning, let me just tell you, if you can sneak up on a bunch of deer or raccoons or fox or coyotes or, like all kind of wildlife, owls and things. And it's kind of cool, but then it's also a little bit freaks you out if you aren't ready for it. So sleep, good. I am now sleeping. A week or so ago, I slept until 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning. I haven't done that in so many years. I don't even remember. Probably when I was in college. I mean, I can't remember the last time I slept till 7:30 in the morning. My mental clarity, just feeling clear-headed and not foggy and not groggy and not, you know what I mean? So much better. So much better. My mood overall, I mean, even though the United States is in chaos and will be every day for I don't know how many more years at this point, even though I know and see all the things that are going on, I'm still able to maintain a good attitude and a good mood. It doesn't suck me down. I get angry about certain things, but I don't get that rage and that like anxiety and depression and things that I used to like get sucked down into. So, I mean, that is like 1,000 times good. 1,000 times good. Still hanging in with the 26-pound weight loss. Haven't lost any more. I've talked about that in other videos. I'm working on my gut health because I had that course of antibiotics about 3 weeks ago now. So I know that that's impacting because one of the side effects listed on the little pamphlet was weight gain when they give you those meds. And I didn't have a gain, but I haven't had any losses. So I'm just sort of playing the long game, sticking with it. It works. I just need to get through a few more weeks and get my body replenished, my microbiome back in a good balance. Food noise, completely, almost 100% gone. I will tell you so that's the good thing. Food noise, almost all the way gone. Here's one of the bad things. It's not all the way gone. It was all the way gone for a good 2 months, and I've had a little bit of it come back in the evenings. I get a little bit of like, where I feel like I want to be snacky, or I know that their Hubs has things in the kitchen that aren't carnivore, but would still be a criteria of high fat, like nuts and things. And I'm like, no, you hear some people who are like carnivore, but they'll occasionally have like dill pickle or something, and I'm like, okay, well, we have those in the refrigerator. I love pickle juice. So I mean, there's a tiny bit of that still. Maybe, just, and I know because I have evaluated myself and assessed in the past when things bug me, I kind of do a deep, I go introspective and try to figure out why that bugs me so much, or why I feel, like, why is this coming up? And I know that a lot of food noise in the evenings, there's two reasons it happens. Number one is it's a habit. It was always a habit for me to snack at night, be watching TV, reading a book, and just snacking. So it kind of is a habit. But the other part of that too is that I've talked about this, I'm sure, before, but the other part of it is not that it's just a habit, but it's just that I'm tired in the evenings. And when you're tired, you tend to want to eat things that'll give you a little boost of energy. Although consciously, we're not consciously aware usually of that connection, but normally when you are tired, you'll be craving things that will give you that little boost of energy. Something that's sugary, something that's carby, something that gives you that little boof of energy so that you can, stay up later or whatever, even if it's like a glass of wine or a drink or something, because again, that's a carb energy. Once you put that alcohol in your mouth, it just becomes like a carb source. Our bodies just use it up as carbs, it seems like. But so I know that those two things are at play. And so I have been, for the last couple of years, I've been really like just letting myself go to bed early. I don't care. It isn't like I'm 60 years old. I'm not going to be going out at night. I don't care about going out at night. Like, I don't know about you. If you like to do that, hey, you go and have fun. I am not that girl. I am not that girl. I feel like I'm just over that whole thing. And if I'm tired, I just want to go to bed. Now, the funny thing is that my dog will go to bed way earlier than I will. And how many of you have dogs that do this too? Let me tell you what she does. So I'll feed her usually 6:30-ish. And so after she eats, she goes outside and runs around in the yard for a little bit. Then she comes in the house and she'll play. She gets a little bit crazy for about 20 minutes. And then she's ready for bed. Like, she'll get on the couch with me for a minute, but she'll usually go back and get in bed, in our bed, because that's where she sleeps. She will go get on the bed. And if it's, because it's early still, like if it's 6 o'clock when she eats, I'm not going to go to bed at 7 o'clock. Like, but she'll go back in that bedroom. And if I don't come back there in 10 or 15 minutes, she'll come out to the living room to get me. Like, she comes out and she looks at me like, hello, it's bedtime. It is the funniest thing. We had a bulldog that would do the same thing. That he would come and get you to be like, come on. It's like, what are you doing? Let's just go to bed. So now she'll wait until she hears me say the words, go to bed. I can't say them right because she's laying right there. It's the cutest thing. It's very sweet. But I'm like, what, am I a toddler? I'm going to bed at 7 o'clock. So I'm not going to go to bed at 7 o'clock. But it's just funny how she does that. But that's when I noticed that little food noise, and that if there's any snacks in the house, that evenings are when when it comes up, that I feel like maybe I want a little something, but I don't want to have it. But then that craving, that food addiction craving thing comes in, keeps tapping you on the shoulder. Hello, get the trail mix. Hello, get those chips your husband left. Or the ice cream or whatever. Anyway, so far I'm doing well. I'm not, rating the snacks at night or anything, but that's when I notice it. So look at your, like if you've been carnivore for a while or trying to, wean yourself off of carbs or whatever, kind of sit with some of the things you're noticing and try to like uncover what's really happening, right? It's fascinating if you give yourself time to think, why am I doing this? Where's this coming from? What could it be? And the other thing I notice is that in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have not done as much food prep. And that's problematic because I don't like cooking. Most of us who are of a certain age we grew up cooking. I was cooking and baking when I was like 8. I remember I had my own little cookbook, and my mom would not even, I would do all of it. But I'm kind of over that now. Like, I do not like cooking. Now, my mother bless her, she goes out for basically every meal. Hey, and if that's what you like doing, more power to you. She loves going out. She and all her friends, she has a big, big group of friends, and they go out to breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm like, you're just rotating through restaurants every day. But they love it, and that's fine. But I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in eating at restaurants really. I mean, I will to meet up with some friends on occasion, but again, nah. And so I need to be more diligent about food prep and having things already made. Because if I don't have anything in the refrigerator that's already cooked, I'm really annoyed. And I will be more likely to eat the things that are carnivore mostly, but questionable on the quality, right? Like maybe I would have hot dogs instead of just having beef or something. But again, that's just because I haven't prepped adequately, and I should have, and I should know better. I should know better. I mean, I'm somebody who's always food prepped, even when our kids were little, and I would do like a Sunday afternoon and I would prep like 30 days worth of stuff in like 3 or 4 hours. And man, that is a miracle when you've got little kids who are in a lot of sports and scouts and activities and things. Having food that's mostly ready that you can reheat and have pretty quickly. First of all, it saves you a ton of money, saves you a whole lot of stress, and it saves you time. And I have some meal prep worksheets that I made, and if I can find my link to those, I will include them in the description. Otherwise, if I can't find them, I will recreate them. And you don't have to be on any particular eating plan to use them. They'll be useful no matter what your eating style is. If you're somebody who you notice, like, maybe you notice that you really get to the end of the day and you're like, I don't feel like cooking anything. And then you end up going to a drive-through or something, or going to the store and getting whatever is from the deli, that they have prepped. And it's maybe not the greatest quality, but you're like, well, whatever. I used to say, well, it'll keep me alive, right? Yeah, it'll keep you alive, basically, but it maybe isn't the greatest. And so if you have that happen to you fairly regularly, where you just get to the end of the day and you're like, well, I don't feel like cooking, and I know there's ice cream in their freezer, so we're having ice cream for dinner. Or, like, come on, we all know we've done stuff like that before. We all have at some point, maybe, have we learned lessons from that? Like, I have learned lessons that I need to do better at food prep. And so, there's also something else I feel like I need to do. I've mentioned it before, but I don't want to do it, so I've been trying to avoid it. But I think it's pretty clear that I need to give myself at least a 1 week experiment away from dairy. I don't want to. I don't want to give up dairy. I love cheddar cheese. But I really, I know, I think I mentioned before, I need to at least give myself a week just to see how I feel. But I still have so much inflammation in my joints, in my fingers. I still have this whole allergy situation thing happening. And also, some of the electrolytes I have in my cabinet have citric acid in them, and I have just recently learned that citric acid is made from mold, and I have a mold allergy. So, when those electrolytes are gone, I will not be buying those that particular one anymore. I really like Element raw and flavored is really my preference. And I don't know why I got anything else. Like sometimes you just get something different because it's different, right? But I'm going back to raw and flavored. And once I have finished what's in our kitchen, then I'm going to be deleting all sources of citric acid. But in the meantime, I feel really sure that I would see some benefits from getting a week or two away from dairy and just seeing how I feel. But I really don't want to. So I have a big block of cheddar cheese still in the fridge that's already opened. And the husband doesn't eat that. Like he doesn't eat cheddar cheese, or like I just like to like snack on cheese. Like if I want a little something but I don't know what, I'll get a little cheese stick or something, right? But I think that again, I can just put that block of cheese in the freezer probably, and then just give myself a week to experiment and see. Yeah. Have you ever given up dairy? If you have, please tell me what you noticed, because I would love to hear if, like, how quickly you noticed anything, or what dairy did or did not do for you. And yeah, that's where we are. So 100 days in, mostly good things, a few things I can work on, an experiment that I should do that I've been avoiding. And I feel like I'm having, things are starting to improve. Like my fingernails are getting very strong. They're getting very long. For at least for me, for the longest time, I wasn't able to grow my fingernails at all. They would just chip off and split and break real easily. And now I'm almost having to trim them because they're growing so fast. I feel like my hair is getting better, except for like right here in the front. So hopefully that will, where it got real thin. So hopefully that will, continue to maybe have some more growth as I give more nourishment to my body. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to see what happens in the next couple of months. August is going to be fine. September's going to be fine. October, when all the Halloween candy and things, that's could present a challenge, a little bit of one potentially. So I want to be, I'm going to be thinking like you know, what can I do other than like grit my teeth and like hang on by hang on by a thread, right? Because I want to have that peace and have that food noise be away from me, right? Anyway, that's what I have to report. So please tell me, like I said, if you've ever like gone dairy free, or if you're still considering going carnivore or considering keto or whatever, and if you have any questions that you would want me to just like talk about, or whatever in a video, I'm happy to do that. So I hope you have a great weekend. I will talk with you again, hopefully really soon. I feel like I was gone way too long, but things are good here. It's really, really hot. We have the state fair going on here, and I'm doing a 5K, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow at the state fair, and it's going to be like 90 degrees. So yeah, that'll be a blast because it's 90 degrees today and feels like 100 with the heat index. So August in the Midwest, it's a real thing. Corn sweat. Look it up. Wow, it's a thing. Bye.